What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Tulsa Tough. It's been a whole year since my last run at this race, and I'm excited to be back, excited to be out of the Cat 3s into the Cat 1-2 field. A lot harder race this year, a lot more competition. We're going to see what we can do to make it happen. So this is the Blue Dome race. It's an 8-corner crit arranged in a double diamond or figure eight, whatever you want to call it, and speeds were high. We averaged 29.1 miles an hour, and on a street course with some rough roads, that is fast. I started pretty much at the back of the field and was moving up the entire time, and still never really even made it quite to the front of the field. I got close, but didn't quite make it to the front of the field. But it's a fast race. It was just me in this race from my team, so I was just doing my best to get as good a result as possible for myself. This race was shortened by a little bit because in the Cat 3 race before us, there was a pretty gnarly crash on the last lap, and there were delays. But we're excited to be here. My goal Friday at Tulsa Tough every year is, first and foremost, don't crash, because this is the crash course, unfortunately. This is the course where everyone is super amped to be here and really gunning for a result, so they tend to take extra risks. There also was a disparity in fitness and a disparity in experience at this race that showed. A lot of it was my fault starting at the back of the pack, but gaps started to open up. Like you can see here, there's a gap to the United guy 2 wheels ahead of me, and he's cooked. David Wild right here, shout out to him. He shot me some footage from this, but he's wanting to close that gap, but he said he just didn't have the legs. So there I go, closing it down, pulling one other guy with me, and I had to do this a couple times. There were a couple times where a pretty large gap would open ahead of me, and I had to close back up to it, to that main front group. There were 123 starters in this field. I think only 78 finished, and a large portion of that was a second group that got caught behind a split and was actually pulled like 10 laps early compared to the rest of the people. I think they were sprinting for like 68th position or something like that. Again, right here, Juan from Night Owls, he lets that gap open and can't close it, so another one that I have to shut back up to the field. And there's probably only 55, 60 people in this front group now, maybe even less. But we're running into the start-finish straight right here, and going pretty quick. This race was considerably smoother than the Cat 3 race that I was in last year, but it's still, when you're at the back of such a long field with so many corners, there is a pretty significant accordion effect. Here, another gap that I have to go around as he just can't hang, flicks the elbow, and I gotta move right back up into the draft, into the wheels. All right, here we go. We're 3 laps to go. The pace is high. I mean, I averaged 184 heart rate for this. Every time I looked down, it was 186, 187. At one point, I was worried that my heart rate strap just wasn't, recording properly, telling me an accurate number, but it did drop a couple times into the high 170s. So I do think it was accurate. Topped out at 194 in this race. It was a tough one. And these guys are moving. This corner right here, especially gnarly. Tulsa, the roads in this part of the course gets rougher and rougher every year. Last year was bad. This year's worse. Hopefully something gets done about it, but I kind of doubt it. You just have to either take the inside where there's holes or take the outside where there's manhole covers. Take the lesser of the two evils, and you get to decide which one that is. It was cool. My teammates that raced the 3 race and their partners, my partner, they were all sitting in the middle of the course, in the middle of the figure 8, so they could see us going by twice a lap, and it seemed to be a pretty good vantage point. In this type of race, driveway, I'm going to be honest, driveway does not prepare you for. Driveway is so wide open, driveway positioning doesn't matter very much, and you've got so much grip that once you get out here, things are different. There's significant imperfections in the road, there's actual corners you got to turn, the pavement isn't, made specifically for maximum grip. It is made for budgets of a city, and there are a lot of people that can get a great result at driveway that get shelled here because they don't have the pack handling skills. I'm racing again today. This is actually just the day after the race when I'm recording this, and really have to make a concerted effort to start further up in the field, get up in the corral a little sooner. People start corralling at these races an hour before the race, which is crazy. But I mean, I made up a ton of positions from the start to the finish, and to do that, I was having to go 1 or 2 miles an hour faster than the front of the race, and that's a lot of work. So that's going to be my biggest goal for today's race, process-wise, is to get up there sooner and not have to make up so many wheels. So we're in last lap. This is when things get sketchy. See a guy bump out in this corner, ahead of us bump out, almost a touch of wheels. No one goes down there, but everybody is trying to send it for that last ditch result. And we go through this corner, and someone tries something and it just does not work out. Doesn't work out for a lot of the people in this race, unfortunately. Touch of wheels on the right side. A lot of people go down. I'm able to navigate through it, luckily, and I'm going into the last lap trying to keep my speed up. I've got Austin Del Rosso right here on the left, Archer Myers right here coming ahead of me. These are two guys that I really know their wheels and I really trust them. So people sitting up mid-corner right there, we're having to go around them, but these two guys I know are solid, and if I can stay with them, I'll stay up and I'll get a decent result, all things considered. Austin is motoring. He comes around, Archer on his wheel, and I'm right behind him, coming around these guys and running into 2 corners to go. There's a group ahead with a gap to us. We're not going to be able to close it, but we're going to stay ahead of everybody behind us. These 2 guys start to ramp up the sprint, and I gotta say sorry boys and come around them for a 23rd place at my first national level 1-2 race. That was tough. There were a couple sketchy moments, but we stayed up, and I'm pretty happy with how it went. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and keep your eyes peeled for the next video from Tulsa Tough's Arts District crit that's happening today. We'll see you next time.